Normal redditors that dated a celebrity. What was it like? A fairly close acquaintance of mine at the time went on a few dates with Natalie Portman when they were both at Harvard around 2002. He said she was exceptionally down-to-earth, genuine, and very engaging. Edit. Okay, honestly, what the actual fuck? Reddit is the fucking Twilight Zone. I just thought it was a cool anecdote from my younger and more vulnerable years. Apart from a few holiday break college parties, I barely knew the guy. It was like a 20 minutes convo from 18 years ago, and he didn't even bring it up, resisting the topic altogether. My childhood best friend egged him into sharing what little details I recall. I really don't know anything about Natalie Portman, but here's what I do know. She is so fucking cool. That a guy she dumped after just a few dates was so fucking cool that he hesitated to even publicly acknowledge ever dating her. And after all, he lost the girl, so I completely understand his trepidation. A guy that humble, reserved, and mature at such a young age is fucking cool, but obviously just cool enough for 3 dates with Natalie Portman. Honestly, that 20-minute story told me everything about how fucking cool Natalie Portman is. Natalie Portman is the reason I work out. I have this fantasy where we start talking at the Vanity Fair Oscars party bar. We exchange a few pleasantries. She asks what I do. I say I loved her in New Girl. She laughs. I get my drink. Well, see ya, I say and walk away. I've got her attention now. How many guys voluntarily leave a conversation with Natalie Portman? She touches her neck as she watches me leave. Later, as the nights dragged on and the coterie of gorgeous narcissists grows increasingly loose, she finds me on the balcony, my bow tie undone, smoking a cigarette. Got a spare? She asks. What's in it for me? I say as I hand her one of my little white ladies. She smiles. Conversation with me. Duh. I laugh. What's so funny? She protests. Nothing. Nothing. It's just, don't you grow tired of the egos? Quote, you get used to it, she says, lighting her cigarette and handing me back the lighter. What would you do if you weren't an actress? I ask. Teaching, I think. And if I was your student, what would I be learning? Quote, discipline, she says quickly, looking up into my eyes, before changing the subject. Where are you from? Quote, Bermuda, I say. Oh wow, that's lovely. It's okay, I admit. Not everything is to my liking. What could possibly be not your liking in Bermuda? She inquires. I don't like sand, I tell her. It's coarse and rough and irritating and it gets everywhere. Rosario Dawson liked 2 of my tweets once, so you could say it was getting pretty serious. Just drop out already, Senator Booker. My mom had a dinner date with George Clooney in the 90s. She didn't really say much apart from the fact that he's an interesting and charismatic guy, but she honestly didn't think he was going to blow up. My best friend's mom worked with him years ago. Their early 20s or college age-ish. He was a shoe salesman. She was security. Said he talked about wanting to act and get famous and everyone doubted him, but he was always nice to everyone and a likable guy. Greater than said he always talked about wanting to act and get famous and everyone doubted him, but he was always nice to everyone and a likable guy. My wife and I took ballroom dancing lessons many years ago. The teachers, a married couple, said that in the '80s till late 70s, they lived next door, or possibly a couple doors down, from Keanu Reeves, who was just a young boy at the time. Said he came over often to play with their son and often ate at their place. The lady said that he always said he was going to get into acting and become famous. And they would say, oh, okay, that's nice dear, lol. Not a date, per se, but I had a nice quiet dinner with Samantha Fox in her hotel room in Toronto in the 80s. She was in town for a show and I was attached to her security detail. She asked me to eat with her because she didn't want to go out but hated eating alone. Sweet girl. Kinda sad too. Lonely. Edit. Well, that blew up. I don't remember a lot of details. What we ate, etc. but I do remember we talked about her growing up in the UK and being still amazed at her success. I do remember she said she looked forward to seeing the world on tour. But apparently the world all looked like the same hotel room this year. She never got to just explore and play tourist. Wow. She seemed like the sexiest woman alive to me when I was young in the 80s. This thread has taught me that as an aunt, I really need to up my dating game so my nibblings will have better stories. A family friend's mom went clubbing with Lady Gaga. Afterwards, Gaga asked if she knew who she was. Friend's mom had no idea. This is my favorite one so far. It's endearing to think of someone hanging out with Lady Gaga and having zero clue who she is. How did she end up clubbing with Lady Gaga? Was this a long time ago? Were they not being mobbed by people? Just trying to imagine the circumstances that led to this. And can't. Reminds me of my best friend's dad. He was volunteering at a local festival concert many years ago, and in search of a bathroom he wandered into the backstage area. At that time, Velvet Revolver was a thing, and they were the show's headliners. So my friend's dad ends up back there and the band is slowly getting ready for when it's time for their set. Friend's dad asks where the bathroom is and points it out. Friend's dad takes a piss, then comes back and smokes a cigarette while making small talk with then heads back. Had no idea who he was hanging out with. Back when they were still a small bar band, my mother had drank with the Cult. The lead singer had told her he was in a band, but she didn't believe Hi Monsieur, so when they played Wildflower that night, he dedicated the song to her. Dude, that's awesome. I love the Cult. My aunt lived down the street from Leonardo DiCaprio when she was a kid. He was her first kiss. She was 12. He was 13. It was behind the school gym. Apparently he was a really nice kid. She moved away before he started landing roles. Totally lost touch. Not me, but my aunt dated Matthew McConaughey before he was famous. He ended up getting invited to her wedding to my normal uncle, and proceeded to pass out drunk in the back of my family's car. He refused to leave, and now my dad refuses to watch his movies. Alright. My aunt went on a date with Jimmy Buffett. She said he picked her up, stopped at a gas station, bought a jar of pickles and then drove to the beach. They ate pickles and he took her home. Little did she know he went on many dates like this, slowly eating each of the components of a cheeseburger on each subsequent date. All-you-can-eat burger ingredients. A burger buffet, if you will. My aunt kissed Gordon Lightfoot in a bathroom at one of his concerts. I'm guessing there was probably more, but she didn't elaborate. She probably went down like the Edmund Fitzgerald. Edit. Thanks for the awards. Glad I could give so many a chuckle. She took a load, but it sure wasn't iron ore. My friend's aunt went on a blind date with Gerard Butler. Circa *300 *. The movie, not the year. There was a big miscommunication, because he was looking for a hookup and she's a kindly French-Canadian woman in her 50s. But they both had a laugh about it and enjoyed supper with each other. She said he was very kind, and very muscular. So what the fuck happened? Did he clap cheeks or nah? Who would say no to Leonidas? I mean, just look at those iron buns and 300. I briefly dated Jamie Lynn Spears, well kinda. We spoke a lot on MySpace and she made me number 7 on her top 8. Cheers. I married the lead singer of my favorite band. The band is only moderately popular in the US now, but the band he fronted in the late 90s is apparently still pretty popular in Europe. He's down to earth, unassuming, humble, and dating him was always so much fun. I'm an artist and he helped me out at a convention not long after we got serious and he drew such a crowd the organizers asked him to put a costume on for the next day because the crowding in the aisle was causing safety issues. Other than stuff like that, life is fairly normal. Edit. I should have used a throwaway lol. I can't reveal who he is or what band, since I use Reddit to vent about my family, job, etc. and have to keep my own anonymity. I have two, crazily enough, both forever ago. One, a musician, nearly married the guy. In private he was super chill, fun, loved doing things with me and my kid. Kinda dorky and sweet, average guy. When we were out, if someone came up to him, he acted so different, like he flipped a switch and was acting like the smooth, cool guy. Found out he was cheating. Told me it was just part of the job. He had a top song on the billboards when we broke up, and it was so popular I couldn't go anywhere without that song coming on and instantly getting pissed off. We're friends now and keep in touch. Recently saw him when he was touring in my city and invited me and a friend to see them perform. Monsieur, the other guy, was normal enough, down to earth and very sweet. Only saw him for a bit before finding out he was part of a very high-profile case for a financial crime, and last time I saw him he told me he was probably going to prison. 2 weeks later he was on national news. Since then I've seen a documentary involving it, and every once in a while I'll see it mentioned on a crime show. Met the musician in a bar. Met the second guy online dating another guy. Not sure he counts. I'm not into political news, but if someone is into that they might know. Hi monsieur, he's often one of those expert opinion guys they have on CNN. Didn't last long. Only one date. He was sleazy and kept asking for nude pics. Met him while out for dinner with friends. He asked me for my number when I was on my way to the bathroom. Monsieur, no idea who number one was, but number two was definitely Bernie Madoff. My guess would be that guy from the Fire Festival. I held hands with Isla Fisher in grade 3. We left for school holidays, and when we came back she didn't like me anymore. An exceptional lover. Then again, what else would you expect from Danny DeVito? I hope you made him wear a monster condom on his Magnum dong. I once dated Medusa for a while. She was nice and she could make me hard with just one look. But she dumped you because you were obsessed with getting stoned. She may not be a celebrity to you, but she is to me. I dated a scientist at the forefront of HIV research. She once canceled a date with me because her team was invited to a Nobel laureates conference and had to leave for Germany the next morning. She knew it sounded ridiculous or even fake, but she assured me it really happening. And sure enough, the website for the event was posting pictures of the various panels and galas, and there she was in the audience. Unfortunately, I couldn't handle the fact this person in front of me might be interested in me. I couldn't believe it, and I colored our future dates. My questions became less about her and her life and became all about her research and research techniques, as well as the amazingly talented people around her. She would eventually stop talking to me and move on. I really wish I could have at least pretended she was in my league, and also better shown I was interested in her, and maybe tried harder to show how interesting I am, that I have potential. Dr. Jones, if you're reading this, I would be very, very surprised if you were single. You're beautiful, talented, funny and intimidatingly smart. Should you be available, though, hit me up, dude. Go find her. I didn't date but slept with Amber Heard a couple of times in high school. She was nice, a little quiet, liked to drink and chill, but she always said weird things like, "I'm gonna be famous one day. Wait and see." And we would laugh. Look who's laughing now, I guess. She was a private school girl that would hang out with us public schoolers on weekends. She was fun. Some old dude at the community college I went to would never shut up about how he banged Eartha kid in an airplane bathroom. Monsieur, it's not name dropping if it comes up organically. Friend of mine dated Jake Paul for a while. She said he was a huge dick back then too. No, Jake Paul, a dick. Jake Paul, a celebrity. Sorry, is this guy a front man for a band? He's a YouTuber known for being a scumbag and a bad influence on youth. Never dated, but Melissa Joan Hart gave me her phone number when we both were 17. Not a date, but Justin Bieber asked me to go to his hotel room. Monsieur, well, it wasn't Justin himself. It was his bodyguard. I said no as soon as he told me I had to give them my phone. Fuck that. Good choice. For multiple reasons. SSDGM. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.